All right, next play, Pittsburgh, post wheel. This is one of our, hurt you deep type of plays right here. See a whole lot of touchdowns being scored, a whole lot of big plays being made on this play. So what we have is, just like I just talked about on the last play where we had Mills, and I said, double post is sort of similar to Mills and the things that it's designed to beat. Well, this is our double post. It's a double post concept plus the post wheel concept, all on the same side with sail over here, right? So we start to our sail side, right? We take a peek, we look to the out, right? And then we come back and we're checking our safety. Now we can make this 3-4-5, 3-4-5. I like to go 3-4-5, right? Everything left to right. We're here, we're here, we're here, we're here, we're there, right? And again, so let me start with zone, right? This is another one of those plays where our double is not our hot, and he also happens, like on that last play, which play was it where the option wheel, or no, which play was it? It was Mesh, sorry. Mesh had the double releasing onto the wheel, and just like we could, decide to kill that pre-play on that last one, this one's a little different. The wheel is kind of essential to making sure that that we get numbers on numbers, because it creates a 3-on-2 over here. So there is no double on this, right? Where obviously this is, we call this on plays where we need to be going deep. This may be 3rd and long, stuff like that. So we probably won't be calling this into super aggressive calls that force us to get the ball out quick. So the absence of the double or the hot is not as punitive as it would be on some other plays, because again, situationally, we're calling this in spots to go deep, and it'll, 3rd and long, stuff like that. Now, if we decide to go to this on, 2nd and 5, just for the hell of doing it, it's just something you got to be aware of. Like, hey, there's no hot. Some of these take a little longer to develop, what have you, right? So essentially, in zone, we have sail here. This guy, he has to honor this, right? Now, we don't necessarily put this guy in a bind to have to do anything, but it's on the H to get enough depth to where this guy almost feels out of place to continue to sync with you, right? Before you break. Get enough depth to where he's like, okay, this is deep enough to release to the safety. He doesn't know you're breaking out, right? So you get to here. To him, it could feel like a seam he could release to the safety, and then you break out, right? So we got to use that, because mind you, we don't have anything drawing him to another area here in a zone situation with the double being on the other side, right? Am I right about that? Oh no, I'm wrong about that. I keep forgetting the center, yo. Our center's got to hate me. We do have something occupying his eyes. Come across his vision a little later, but still effective, right? So we got this guy, I'm stand corrected, in somewhat of a 2-on-1, right? Corner has to get to a spot, which then kind of makes him a 2-on-1 once this enters his space over here, right? Linebacker and safety. Same way as on with the Mills. Post wheel kind of does the same thing with the high-low predicament here. So this linebacker would have to get enough depth to affect this. And mind you, if at the snap of the ball, he's bailing straight backwards, it actually just kind of opens the window to rip it right here. And then if he is gravitating this way, it's opening the window to bend it right past him, right? So he's got that to deal with. And then our safety is, again, in a high-low, where there's going to be a post flashing right across in front of his eyes, hard not to bite on, or at least stop your feet and try to remain in position for. And then behind him is this other post. Now, obviously, he belongs back here. If he does his job well, he's a good safety. If he does his job well, this is covered, and we're dropping it to the 3, which is why I prefer to have this be the 3 than the 4, right? Don't expect people to like not do their jobs. We're trying to choreograph this based on if everybody plays sound and discipline to their responsibility, then what, right? So he bails, covers this, it's covered. He finds a way to affect this out route, it's covered. Our eyes come back to here. Let's say the mic sinks here and the safety takes this post. That leaves this guy to have to fall with this wheel, right? But it's going to leave a huge window, right? This safety can't affect this post out of the break, just like this corner can't affect this post once it's over here. So what we're trying to do is have this Y flash across the safety so quick that he really is not in play to affect this post. As much as this is shown to go over his head, and we are going over his head, in a scenario where he bites down, we are also trying to run it to where the availability to rip this post right here happens, because that's how it's going to open up, right? This flat defender right here probably begins to widen a little bit with the wheel. This begins to open up. It's going to draw the safety's eyes. It's going to draw the linebacker's eyes. He probably cheats a little bit like this. Safety doesn't, drop back quite as bad because this is right here. We can either throw this across the linebacker's face if the safety sinks, or if the safety bites, like I said, it's bombs away to that post. Now, if when we check, if this got jumped here, this got jumped here, and we look backside, and this corner's running with this post, now we know to let the wheel fly, right? It's a 3-on-2 over here. Or I'm sorry, it's a 4-on-3, basically. So the linebacker we should be using our eyes to make sure that this linebacker never really has a chance to make a play on this post, right? And again, this looks a lot closer on a whiteboard. These windows are a lot wider on the field, right? So there's the window to rip it out the gate. There's a window to rip it to him after he clears the linebacker. Same with this post. There's a window to rip it here. There's the opportunity to throw it over their head. Along with this, as well as this wheel too, right? So let's just say for some reason this guy begins to sink with this. Well, you're widening and he's dropping. That's going to leave a window right here to throw this wheel, sooner, right? So zone, this is going to kill zone. Like a traditional cover 3 absolutely fries a traditional cover 3. We have a man beating concept on the other side. Technically the play side, actually. It's not the back side. Because the shit's coming from the back side. But, yeah, and okay, so that's zone. Man, pretty self-explanatory. Break away from your guy. This mic's gonna run with the center, or the mic's gonna be out here guarding this. The mic and the safety are gonna have man responsibilities. Break away, get leverage and break away, get leverage and break away. Same thing here, get leverage and break away. If we're press out here, it's let's take a second and really see if the Z can just straight up smoke the guy in a press scenario, and then move your eyes away through your progression. But in press, we like the Z flat out smoking somebody, and we also like this wheel too, because mind you, he's back here, obviously can't get pressed. We don't know how wide this guy will line up. If he's too far inside, there's the opportunity to rip it wide. If he's too far outside, there's the opportunity to just attack him and then get wide, not let him know that we're trying to get to the outside, right? So there's nuance to this wheel. You can get it in the early window and you can get it in the late window. Early window is this guy bails, he's stuck inside. Late window is this corner creeps inside with this post, and we can let it fly up the sideline to the wheel. So that's that. What else? Secondary play. We don't really have, I'll do what we did on the last one. I mean, we don't want to kill this wheel, but for shits and giggles, let's just see, if we were to cancel the wheel and say, fuck it, let's just run it. Now it's not post wheel, it's just double post and sail. If we flipped it to this way, I gotta be honest with you. If we decide to kill the wheel because we want a double passer, we're gonna do this. Because Not a whole lot of options over here. So on this play, if we decide to kill this, let's just go home. We can even do like a motion thing. Bring this guy in rocket motion or something like that. Then snap the ball. He's out here. And then if we did have to go to our double, then we would have, you know, here, 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 and here, like we always do. But that would have to be a call we have to make, because by design the play does not have that built in. And then again, this would be our fire. Drill is actually 2, technically 3, right? So, I mean, everything's kind of working your way, truthfully. It's not a bad play to have a fire drill on. We wouldn't love throwing across the middle, across our bodies and stuff, but right in front of our faces is this out and this drag, right? Press. We just talked about press. Yeah, we actually did. Press. This guy can get smoked. Options here. 2 windows to hit him in. And then again, we're just get leverage and break away from guys. Blitz. This is definitely not a blitz beater kind of call. If we were getting blitzed, again, if we're getting blitzed out of this, they're presenting 2. There is no mic. This, we just changed this, you know, we would just hot route this to a slant or something. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even got to change the whole play. You just adjust one route, and now we're good against blitz, right? Just why run a quick slant and be easy, right? So we're never out of it in any play. And again, if we line up on any given play and it's like, man, everything's good, but you know, this route's not going to work, or really this would be more effective if it's this route, we are going to have hot route calls. I know I haven't said them yet in any of these videos. I'm going to put that in the last video. But just like all the cities mean plays, we have other keywords that mean routes, and I'll go over that. Yeah, so that's that. Pittsburgh, post wheel, sail play side, double post wheel, backside. Gotta mind the fact that our doubles release them.